Food Safety and Standard Authority of India initiative to curtail ultra-processed food. Food Safety and Standard Authority of India has put a cap on the trans fatty acid in food product at 2% or less. Cap on trans fatty acid at 2% or less from 2005. Food Safety and Standard Advertising Claims Regulation that are aimed to hold food businesses accountable for their claims and the advertisement. Food Safety and Standard Safe Food Healthy Diet for School Children Regulation 2020 bans advertisement on ultra-processed foods in the school canteen or within the 50 meters of the school campus. Eat Right India movement, which aims to reduce the intake of salt, sugar and saturated fat. Eat Right India movement initiated a nationwide social media campaign called Aaj Se Thoda Kam to bring about the dietary modification, reduce salt, sugar and fat consumption. Way forward, create a clear, transparent definition of the ultra-processed food in subcategories by the FSSAI in consultation with other stakeholders. Clear and transparent definition. Introduction of the nutrition-linked taxes, which encourages the consumer to procure the healthier food items at lower prices. Introduction of the nutrition-linked taxes, which encourages the consumer to procure healthier food items at a lower price. Introduction of nutrition-linked tax, which encourages the consumers to procure healthier food item at a lower price. Create a clear and transparent definition of the ultra-processed food and its subcategories. Introduction of the nutrition-linked taxes, which encourages the consumer to procure healthier food items at a lower price. Okay, nutrition-linked tax provide a fiscal incentives linked to nutrition as they can drive production, export and consumption of the healthier food option, mapping global best practice and implementing it in India's policies as per the local requirement. The junk food tax is levied on the high calorie food in Mexico has reduced the consumption by around junk food tax on the high calorie food in Mexico has reduced the consumption by around 7%. Implement better labeling guidelines. The draft notification on food safety and standard labeling and display amendment regulation 2022 of FSSAI should be implemented after stakeholders consultation. Australia and New Zealand had launched a Healthy Star rating system which provides relevant nutrition information on the Health Star rating system. Australia and New Zealand relevant nutrition information on food packs easily understandable by the consumer, efficient use advertisement and marketing to ensure the nutrition security. Efficiently use advertisement and marketing to ensure the nutrition security and restrict the marketing or advertisement of the unhealthy food through proper framework. Related news. QR code on the food product. The Food Safety Standards Authority of India has recommended the inclusion of the quick QR code on food product. The QR code are to provide very detail about the product, including but not limited to ingredient, nutritional information, manufacturing and expiry date and contact information for customer inquiries will help customer in identifying the unhealthy food and make informed decisions. The advisory caters to the two important regulation. Food Safety and Standard Labeling and Display Regulation 2020, which outline the information to be included on the labels of the food product. Right of the person with disabilities Act 2016 which acknowledges the right of the individual with disabilities and emphasizes the accessibility of health for person with disabilities. News in short. 25 years of International Space Station ISS. On 20 November 1998, Zarya translate to Sunrise module launched aboard Russian Proton rocket from Kazakhstan. International Space 20 November 1998 पे Zarya translates to Zarya इसका मतलब है Sunrise module launch aboard Russian Proton rocket from Kazakhstan to form the cornerstone of ISS. ISS एक बहुत ही large spacecraft around the Earth. It serves as a home from where crew of the astronaut and the cosmonaut live. Space station is also a unique science laboratory. It is a partnership between the European countries represented by ESA, European Space Institute, United Nations, NASA, Japan, JAXA, Canada, Central Space Station, Russia, Roscosmos. So basically European Union है, United States है, Japan है, Canada and Russia. It orbits the Earth at an average altitude of approximately 250 miles in every 90 minutes. It has been continuously occupied since November 2000. ISS weighs almost 400 tons and covers an area as big as a football pitch. It would have been impossible to build a space station on Earth and then launch it into the space in one go. So ISS was taken into the space piece by piece and gradually built in orbit. This assembly required more than 40 missions. Significance of ISS: allow the crew members to do research that could not be done anywhere else, allow for the critical research in fluid combustion, life support system and the radiation environment which is needed for future human space exploration. Indian Space Station plan. As per the ISRO table, India proposed space station is envisaged to weigh 20 ton. तो 400 टन का ये 20 टन and serve as a facility where astronaut can stay for 15 to 20 days and would be placed in an orbit of 400 किलोमीटर. ये है at an altitude of approximately 250 माइल है, ये 400 किलोमीटर है. The Prime Minister of India directed that Indian should now aim for setting up Bharatiya Antariksh Station, India Station by 2035. Atmospheric wave experiment. Atmospheric wave experiment mission. NASA is set to launch atmospheric wave experiment mission to the International Space Station. Atmospheric Wave Experiment is a pioneering NASA experiment designed to explore the interplay between the terrestrial and the space weather. It will examine the ergo colorful bands of light in Earth's atmosphere to determine what combination of forces drive space weather in the upper atmosphere. It will allow them to measure atmospheric gravity wave (AGW), atmospheric gravity wave. It will also measure the atmospheric gravity waves at mesopause, that is an atmospheric layer that begins some 87 km in altitude. Mesopause 87 पे तो measure atmospheric gravity waves. Atmospheric wave experiment. Atmospheric gravity waves. Atmospheric gravity waves form a buoyancy lift air upward, form as buoyancy lifts air upward and gravity brings it back down. So ये ऊपर की तरफ भेजता है. Upward movement encourages the cloud formation, while the downward movement promotes clear sky. These waves result from the various processes like airflow over the mountain, convection, the thunderstorm and the frontal system. They serve to connect different parts of the atmosphere, such as the surface storm, cause changes in the atmosphere. Space weather describes the variation in the space environment between the sun and the earth. Sun is the primary source of the space weather, with the greatest disturbance usually caused by the solar flare and subsequently geomagnetic storm. The primary source of the space weather, with the greatest disturbance usually caused by the solar flare and subsequent geomagnetic storm. Space weather can affect the power grid, radio or the satellite-based communication operation of navigation and the global positioning system. Significance of studying the atmospheric gravity waves. Significance here, it will lead to a better understanding of the how gravity waves in the atmosphere. Upper atmosphere interact with the jet stream, polar vortex and other phenomena could be the key to improve weather prediction and climate model. X-ray polarization. Indian researchers detected X-ray polarization for the first time from a black hole outside the Milky Way. Radiation are emitted from the vicinity of a black hole. Located in the Large Magellanic Cloud X3. Large Magellanic Cloud X3 and located 2 lakh light years away from the Earth. The Magellanic Cloud are 2 irregular dwarf satellite galaxies orbiting our Milky Way. Magellanic Cloud ये 2 dwarf है satellite galaxies हैं which orbit our Milky Way galaxy in the southern celestial Magellanic Cloud. The 2 galaxies are the Large Magellanic Cloud and Small Magellanic Cloud. Researchers study the Large Magellanic Cloud X3 using the Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer, the Neutron Star Interior Composition Exploration NICER mission. Neutron Star Interior Composition Explorer mission and the NICER mission and the Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array NuSTAR. Imaging X-ray Polarimeter Explorer was the first mission of the NASA to study the polarization of X-rays from the celestial object. ये नासा का पहला मिशन था to study the polarization of the X-rays from celestial object. ISRO's upcoming X-ray polarimeter satellite mission will be the second satellite with this capability. पहला मिशन किसका था? IXP का नासा to study the polarization of X-rays from celestial object. अब ISRO भी X-ray polarimeter satellite mission will be the second satellite with this capability. Researchers used the X-ray polarimetry to reveal that X-ray emission from this black hole. Were polarized in nature, which means it changes the degree and the angle. About X-ray polarity, ये एक unique observational technique है to identify the where radiation come from the near black hole. It is studying the origin of the cosmic rays in the universe, the nature of the black hole, and the interaction of the matter with the highest physically possible magnetic field. Plasma wave detected on Mercury. Recently, astronomers had detected the mysterious singing plasma waves around the Mercury. In regions laced with magnetic fields such as the space environment, the particles are continuously tossed to and fro by the motion of the various electromagnetic waves known as plasma waves. Recently, astronomers had detected mysterious singing plasma waves around the Mercury. In regions laced with magnetic fields such as the space environment, the particles are continuously tossed to and fro by the motion of the various electromagnetic waves known as plasma waves. Laced with magnetic fields such as the space environment, the particles are continuously tossed to and fro by the motion of the various electromagnetic waves. इसे plasma waves कहते हैं. This is the first time that the whistling sound waves were found emitting from the Mercury's magnetic field. ये पहली बार है कि whistling sound waves were found emitting from the Mercury's magnetic field. Chorus waves have been recorded on the Earth, Jupiter, and Saturn, and observed as Uranus on Mercury. This is the first time that whistling sound waves were found emitting from the Mercury's magnetic field. Chorus waves are recorded on Earth में हैं Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Other planets where such musical waves have been found have thick atmosphere and radiation belt when solar particles become trapped. Mercury lacks thick atmosphere that could contain oxygen or radiation belt where the solar particles get trapped by the planet's magnetic field. So Mercury, which was believed to have a weak magnetic field, is now believed to have a strong one, as indicating by the whistling sound. Mercury's characteristic surface and the structure. It is the smallest in the terrestrial planet in our solar system and does not really have an atmosphere. Mercury's neighbor does not have any moon. It is the it is the closest planet to the Sun. Venus is Mercury's neighboring planet. Mercury has been known since ancient time because it can be seen without the advanced telescope. तो मिशन क्या था, एक बार मैरियन 10 भेजा गया था in 1973 by the NASA. It discovered the fact that it has a magnetic field. Mariner 10 NASA. फिर नासा ने 2004 में भेजा था मैसेंजर. द फर्स्ट एवर टू ऑर्बिट. इट मैप द एंटायर प्लैनेट. डिस्कवर्ड अबंडेंट वाटर आइस इन शैडो एट द पोल्स. मर्कुरी BP Colombo mission with MIO instrument to study the Mercury's magnetosphere. It is a joint mission by the European Space Agency and the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. It is helped scientists discover that the electrons raining down on the planet's surface can cause high energy aurora. Electrons आ रहे हैं planet surface में high energy aurora. Although the MIO instrument is not yet in orbit, it has already collected valuable data between 2021 and 2022. VASP 107V NASA James Webb Telescope discovered new exoplanet. Any planet beyond the solar system named VASP 107V, which consists of water vapor, sulfur dioxide, silicates and cloud. About VASP 107V, discovered in 2017, situated 200 light years away in the Virgo constellation. 200 light year away Virgo constellation, almost the size of the Jupiter but similar in mass to साइज जुपिटर का है, मास नेपट्यून का है, दैट टाइम बिगर देन का, दो इट इज वन ऑफ द लोएस्ट डेंसिटी प्लैनेट नोन. डेंसिटी बहुत कम है. वन ऑफ द lowest density. It is called the fluffy planet. Exhibits the water cycle akin to the Earth, but instead of water droplet, planet experience sand rain. Significance of Mercury help in tracing our own evolution, shedding light on how weather cycles impact the planet. जो weather cycle कैसे planet की geography को बदलता है, and how atmosphere influence the weather pattern. Sophia Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared. Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. Scientists have detected atomic oxygen in the atmosphere. Venus के atmosphere में atomic oxygen through Sophia Airborne Observatory. Venus, Earth's twin, is the second planet from the Sun and the Earth's nearest planetary neighbor. Unlike Earth, it rotates clockwise, that is east to west, that is backward. It has no moons or rings and is the hottest planet due to the runaway greenhouse effect. Sophia is the world's largest airborne astronomical observatory. Airborne Astronomical Observatory joint program of NASA and German Aerospace Center. It flies in the stratosphere above 99% of the Earth's infrared blocking atmosphere. It is about the 99% of the infrared blocking atmosphere to observe the infrared universe. Okay. Lucy mission. NASA का Lucy mission has discovered that the asteroid, एक एस्ट्रॉइड है जिसका नाम है दिनकनेज, इज एक्चुअली अ बाइनरी सिस्टम ऑफ 2 एस्ट्रॉइड. लॉन्च इन 2021. लूसी इज द फर्स्ट स्पेस मिशन टू एक्सप्लोर जुपिटर की एक एस्ट्रॉइड है, ट्रोजन एस्ट्रॉइड. एक्सप्लोर जुपिटर ट्रोजन एस्ट्रॉइड. इसका नासा का लूसी मिशन 2021 में Jupiter Trojan asteroid. Trojans are a group of small bodies remnant of Earth's solar system that orbit the Sun in two swarms along the orbit of Jupiter. Trojan asteroids are most likely made of same primordial material that led to the formation of outer planets as Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Over its 12-year mission 2021 से 2023 तक 12-year mission 2021 से 2032 तक Lucy will fly past various asteroids like Eurybate, Donald Johnson, Polymele, Lucas. Swim. Subsurface Water Ice Mapping Project. Surface एक है subsurface, एक है surface, एक है subsurface. Water Ice Mapping Swim Water Ice Mapping Swim Project. NASA funded swim project led by the University of Arizona has released its fourth set of maps providing the detailed view of the Mars का subsurface ice. These maps are crucial for the future Mars mission as they identify most likely location to find the Martian ice. This ice will provide drinking water and a key ingredient, and वहाँ पे पानी मिल जाएगा, drinking water, subsurface water ice mapping, drinking water and a key ingredient for rocket fuel. तो Mars has both water ice and carbon dioxide ice, dry ice भी, water ice भी है, dry ice भी है. Swim project combine the data from several NASA missions including Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter जो 2001 में, Mars Odyssey and Mars Global Surveyor. Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter 2001 में, Mars Odyssey, Mars Global Surveyor, Euclid Space Technology. First image from the Euclid space telescope was released recently. Euclid European Space Agency mission is designed to unlock the secret about dark matter. Euclid Space Telescope. First image from Euclid Space Telescope. So Euclid European Space Agency mission है which is designed to unlock the secret dark matter and dark energy. Universe is composed of non-metal visible constitute about 5% normal matter. यूनिवर्स में नॉर्मल मैटर जो विजिबल है 5%, डार्क मैटर 25% है, डार्क एनर्जी 70% है. अनलाइक द नॉर्मल मैटर, डार्क मैटर डज नॉट इंटरेक्ट विद द इलेक्ट्रो. जो नॉर्मल मैटर है वो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक फोर्स के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं, बट डार्क मैटर नहीं रिएक्ट करते हैं. तो डार्क मैटर ना ही एब्जॉर्व करते हैं, ना ही रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं, ना ही एमिट करते हैं, एमिट लाइट, लेकिन एक्चुअली हार्ड टू स्पॉट. डार्क एनर्जी द नेम गिवन टू द अननोन एनर्जी, सो दैट इज कॉजिंग आवर यूनिवर्स एक्सपेंशन टू एक्सलरेट. इजेक्टा हेलो. व्हेन द विक्रम लैंडर ऑफ द चंद्रयान 3 मिशन, चंद्रयान 3 का लैंडर का नाम क्या था? विक्रम. Made a soft landing on the moon, it raised a lot of dust. This led to the creation of a bright patch called as the ejecto-halo, a real anomaly around the spacecraft. Ejecta-halo. It raised a lot of dust. Ejecta-halo. It is a reflecting anomaly found in the spacecraft. About 2.06 tons of the lunar epiregolars were ejected and displaced over an area of 1084 meters square on the landing site. The ejecto-halo phenomenon has been documented in the case of almost all lunar landings. Aeronautical Society of the India. Aeronautical Society of India. International Conference cum Exhibition on the Aerospace and Aviation in 2047. Aerospace and Aviation in 2047 is being organized to commemorate 75 years of excellence of the Aeronautical Society of India. Aeronautical Society of India ये principal society in India serving the professional area of aerospace aviation. It provides interaction between the professionals from all phases of the civil and the military aviation as well as the manufacturing, training and maintenance agency. It was inaugurated by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in 1948 and he was also the first patron-in-chief of the society. It has affiliation with AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education, and IIT. Private 5G. Global Mobile Supplier Association pegs India at the 16th position in terms of the private 5G network endorsed by the enterprise. Private 5G is also known as the captive non-public network. Non-public network essentially is a network that is set up solely for a firm's own use. It is a closed user group not connected to any external public network. It is essentially a local area network LAN that uses 3GPP based network platform to create a unified connectivity. Connectivity आती है unified connectivity and a secure means of communication with a specific area. A private 5G network enables enterprises to dedicate the bandwidth for enable the enterprise to a dedicated bandwidth for high frequency, low wavelength airwaves. Benefit of the private 5G: improve the speed for software flashing, a critical operation for improve the speed for software flashing. That is a critical operation for all vehicular displays. Full control over the enterprise's operating process. Enhanced data security. Data is aggregated and processed locally. Control latency enables the near real-time communication. It enables near real-time communication. Customization. Network can be optimized for a specific user group, device or application. Telecom Regulatory Authority of companies for private 5G network. Independent private network. Enterprises may request telecom service provider to establish it as an enterprise premise using the TSP, Telecom Service Provider Spectrum. Direct spectrum acquisition. Enterprise may obtain the spectrum directly from the government and establish their own isolated captive wireless private network. Okay. EV to grid charging. Central Electricity Authority promotes the battery standardization to boost EV to grid charging. Central Electricity Authority proposed battery standardization. Central Electricity Authority ने क्या proposed? Battery standardization to boost EV to grid charging. The report provides a brief overview of the services that electric vehicles can provide to the power system through smart charging. The report provides a brief overview of the services that electrical vehicle can provide to the power system through smart charging. The main form of the smart charging include the bidirectional, sometimes referred to as the reverse charging vehicle to grid. Benefits of vehicle to grid. Flexibility in the power system operation. Each electrical vehicle could effectively become a microgrid connected storage unit with the potential to provide a broad range of service to the system. Better integration of the renewable energy through the peak shaving. It involves the flattening the peak demand and filling the value of demand by incentivizing the late morning afternoon charging in system with large penetration of solar. Late morning afternoon charging. Other optimized grid infrastructure requirement recommendation. Centralized monitoring system for providing synergy between the grid and the mobility. Complement the grid charging with the storage at the charging point. Facilitate the advanced metering infrastructure step and need to be supported by policy measures such as the faster adoption and the manufacturing of the hybrid electric vehicle scheme. Central Electricity Authority service under the Central Electricity Authority. Proposed battery standardization to boost EV to grid charging. Battery standardization to boost EV to grid charging. Under the Electricity Supply Act 1914, it discharges functions under the Electricity Act 2003, which replaces the 1940 Act. Vehicle to the grid. WHO's GONE initiative. Senegal hosted the first meeting of the WHO's initiative Global Onchocerciasis Network for Elimination. Global Onchocerciasis Network for Elimination. Global Onchocerciasis Network for Elimination. GONE launched in January 2023. It empowered the countries to accelerate the progress toward the onchocerciasis target set in 2003 neglected tropical disease roadmap of WHO. Onchocerciasis, commonly known as river blindness, is caused by the parasitic worm Onchocerca volvulus that is spread by the bites of the infected black fly that breed in rapidly flowing river. ऐसी रिवर जो बहुत तेज चलती है उसमें एक फ्लाई रहती है जिसका नाम है ब्लैक फ्लाई, ठीक है। उसमें ब्लैक फ्लाई की वजह से जो एक पैरासाइट वॉर्म है जैसे ऑनकोसर्का वॉल्वुलस को स्लैप करता है। इट इज़ द सेकंड लीडिंग इन्फेक्शियस कॉज ऑफ द ब्लाइंडनेस आफ्टर ट्रकोमा। Symptoms: intense itching, rashes, skin discoloration, visual impairment, permanent blindness. Africa is 90% people at risk of onchocerciasis. The remaining 1% lives on border between the Brazil and the Venezuela. Colombia, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Mexico, they have been verified by the WHO for eliminating the transmission of the disease. Colombia, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Mexico. Non-neglected tropical diseases are a diverse group of 20 conditions that are mainly present in the tropical area where they affect more than 1 million people who live in the impoverished communities, caused by a variety of pathogens including virus, bacteria, parasite, fungi, and toxin. Neglected tropical diseases include the dengue, chikungunya, rabies, leishmaniasis, leprosy, lymphatic filariasis. India has successfully eliminated certain neglected tropical diseases like guinea worm, tecoma, and India has successfully eliminated the certain neglected tropical disease like India has successfully eliminated certain neglected tropical disease like India ने क्या क्या कर दिया, guinea worm, trachoma, and jaws. Initiative to tackle the neglected tropical. London Declaration on the Neglected Tropical Disease. London Declaration on Neglected Tropical Disease, 30 January, recognized as the World Neglected Tropical Disease Day. Chicago Declaration on the Neglected Tropical Disease adopt the target to eradicate or control the entity by 2030. WHO lines mobile application to facilitate diagnosis of the entities. Diagnosis भी तो जरूरी है। उसके बाद आता है फूड फोर्टिफिकेशन. फूड सेफ्टी एंड अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया ऑपरेशनलाइज प्रोविजन ऑफ द ड्राफ्ट फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड फूड प्रोडक्ट स्टैंडर्ड एंड फूड एडिटिव्स अमेंडमेंट रेगुलेशन. Draft amendment was notified by the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India under the Food Safety and Standards Act of 2006. Now, provisions of the draft related to limits of micronutrient and vitamin and the mineral premix for manufacturing of the fortified rice kernel have been operationalized. Now, provision of draft related to limits of micronutrient food fortification. Limits of the micronutrient and vitamin. Now, provisions of draft related to limits of micronutrient and vitamin and mineral premix for manufacture of fortified rice kernels have been operationalized. This will strengthen the national fortification program. Fortification addition of the key vitamins and the minerals to staple foods such as rice, wheat, oil, milk, and salt to improve their nutritional content. Rice fortification refers to adding the FRK containing FRK मतलब fortified rice kernel refers to adding fortified rice kernel containing FSSI prescribed macronutrients that is iron, folic acid, vitamin B12 to normal rice. It is custom milled rice. ठीक है, fortified rice kernel, normal rice, custom milled rice in the ratio 1:100. Coating, extrusion, and dusting, they are key technologies for the rice fortification. Coat करना, extrusion and dusting are the key technology for the rice fortification. Coating, extrusion, and dusting, they are key technology. Coat करना, फिर extrusion and dusting, they are the key technology for rice fortification. In India, extrusion technology is employed where the milled rice is pulverized and mixed with a premix containing vitamins and the minerals. In India, extrusion technology is employed where milled rice is pulverized and mixed with a premix containing vitamins and the mineral. एक्सट्रूजन टेक्नोलॉजी एम्प्लॉय की जाती है. एक कोटिंग, एक एक्सट्रूजन, एक डस्टिंग. एक्सट्रूजन टेक्नोलॉजी में जाता है मिल्ड राइस, जो मिल में राइस बेचते हैं उसको पल्वराइज किया जाता है एंड मिक्स विद अ प्रीमिक्स कंटेनिंग विटामिन एंड द FRK fortified rice kernel, vitamins and mineral. Fortification बहुत ही cost effective method for combating the malnutrition की distribution of fortified and the Saksham Anganwadi Post 2.0 centrally sponsored pilot scheme on fortification of rice and distribution on the public distribution system. Plus F logo by the FSSAI to identify the fortified food. Key issue: the fortified rice could be harmful to people suffering from thalassemia and the sickle cell anemia. Limits of micronutrient and vitamins and the mineral premix for manufacturing the fortified rice kernel. Micronutrient iron, फिर विटामिन B9 को ही फॉलिक एसिड कहते हैं. विटामिन B9 फॉलिक एसिड है. विटामिन B12 साइनोकोबालामाइन होता है. amyloidosis. Scientists have fabricated 2D protein monolayer that can help to study the disease like amyloidosis. Amyloidosis एक बहुत ही रेयर डिजीज होती है which is characterized by the buildup of abnormal amyloid deposit in the body. Amyloid refers to the abnormal fibrous extracellular and proteinaceous deposit that can be found in the heart, brain, kidney, spleen and other part. Scientists have fabricated 2D protein monolayer that can help to study disease like amyloidosis. Amyloidosis एक बहुत ही रेयर डिजीज होती है. Amyloidosis rare disease characterized by the buildup of abnormal amyloid deposit in the body. Amyloid refer to the abnormal fibrous extracellular proteinaceous deposit that can be found in the heart, in the brain, kidney, spleen and other part. Tiredness, weight loss, numbness, increased tongue size. As per WHO, rare disease is a debilitating lifelong disease or disorder with a prevalence of 1 or less per 1,000 population. Ayurveda ज्ञान नैपुण्य इनिशिएटिव अग्नि. Ayurveda ज्ञान नैपुण्य इनिशिएटिव. C. Central Council for Research and Innovation launched Ayurveda ज्ञान नैपुण्य इनिशिएटिव. Ayurveda ज्ञान नैपुण्य initiative aimed to promote research for maintaining the pragmatic Ayurveda practice through scientific validation and evidence-based appraisal. Ayurveda is a part of Ayush. Ayush includes the Indian system of medicine and homeopathy. Ayush में Indian system of medicine and homeopathy. Indian system of medicine also include yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Soba Rigpa. It will provide a platform to the Ayurveda practitioner for reporting their innovative practice and experiences in the various disease conditions. These practices and experiences will be documented and published by the CCRAS, Central Council for Research in Ayurveda Science, for education and academic purpose. For this, it will cooperate with NCM, National Commission for Indian System of Medicine. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine ये एक statutory body which is considered the National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Act 2020. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine. National Commission for Indian System Medicine. Indian System of Medicine ये statutory body है. National Commission for Indian System of Medicine Act 2020. Name of अग्नि. अग्नि का मतलब क्या होता है? आयुर्वेदा ज्ञान नैपुण्य इनिशिएटिव. नेशनल कमीशन इंडिया सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन 2020 में स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी है. ओके, ये आयुर्वेद प्रैक्टिस रिक्वायर्स a rigorous evidence-based appraisal. Scientific validation and the documentation are essential for global acceptance. Scientific validation, documentation can be leveraged as a soft power. So dissemination of the innovative Ayurvedic practice for disease management. CCRA is a practice organization and it is committed for undertaking, coordinating, formulating, development and promotion of research on the scientific lines in Ayurveda. It works in the Ministry of Health. The initiative for the promoting Ayurveda is ये है Central Council for Research in Ayurveda Science, Spark for undergraduate scholars, PG Star for PG scholars and PG Star and Smart program for the teacher, National Ayurveda Day and Ayurveda for One Health campaign, Central Sponsor Scheme of National Ayush Mission, publication of Ayush Medicine System under the Scheme for Promotion of International Cooperation, Global Tuberculosis Report WHO. They release करिए Global TB Report 2023 की finding report. Global number of the people newly diagnosed with TB was 17.7 million in 2022. TB remained the world second and leading cause of the death in 2022 पहले कोविड-19 फिर टीबी. Net reduction in TB evidence from 2015-2022 was 8.7%, far from the WHO and TB strategy milestone of 50% reduction by 2025. 2025 तक हमको WHO far from WHO's NTB strategy milestone of 50% by 2025. Only about 2 in 5 people with drug-resistant TB access treatment in 2005. India's finding: India, Indonesia, and Philippines collectively account for nearly 60% of reduction in number of the people newly diagnosed with TB. India, Indonesia, and Philippines. India has 27% of the world TB cases. TB is caused by the Bacillus mycobacterium tuberculosis, which most often affects the lung. जिसे कहते हैं pulmonary TB. Most common medicine to treat the TB include the isoniazid, rifampin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide, and currently bacillus-calmette-guerin (BCG) is the only licensed vaccine available for the TB prevention. Spread from the person to person through air. TB risk factor: diabetes, HIV infection, undernutrition, tobacco use. Step taken to prevent tuberculosis. National Strategic Plan for Tuberculosis Reduction by 2017 से 2025. TB मुक्त पंचायत अभियान इनिशिएटिव. नेक्स्ट ईयर पोषण योजना फॉर न्यूट्रिशन सपोर्ट टू TB. नेक्स्ट ईयर पोषण योजना न्यूट्रिशनल सपोर्ट टू TB पेशेंट. TB मुक्त पंचायत अभियान. ड्रग रेजिस्टेंट TB, मल्टी ड्रग resistant TB resistant to at least isoniazid and rifampin. Medication to treat it: isoniazid, rifampin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide. Okay, resistant to isoniazid and rifampin plus any fluoroquinolone and at least one of the 3 injectable second line drug. Totally drug resistant, extremely drug resistant TB: isoniazid, rifampin, fluoroquinolone. Totally drug resistant, एक है एक्सटेंशनली ड्रग रेजिस्टेंट, एक है टोटली ड्रग रेजिस्टेंट TB resistant to all first and the second line of the TB drug. Chikungunya. US has approved the world's first vaccine for chikungunya named IX Chick CHIQ. It contains live weakened version of the chikungunya virus. Chikungunya ये वायरल डिसीज से ट्रांसमिट बाय द एडीज मॉस्किटो. इसमें फीवर आता है, अर्थ्रैल्गिया, रैश आर कॉमन सिस्टम फॉर सर्टिफाइड इन Tanzania in 1952. Generally seen in Africa, Southeast Asia, and part of America. It can pass from a pregnant mother to an unborn child and can be fatal to the newborn. So far, there is no treatment. It is India's National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. US approves what's first vaccine. एक है सर्वावैक वैक्सीन. A study in the Lancet Oncology revealed that the Sarvavac vaccine by the Serum Institute of India elicited a comparable immune response to the Merck. Study in the Lancet Oncology revealed that the Sarvavac vaccine, Serum Institute of India, elicits a comparable immune response to Merck Gardasil vaccine. Sarvavac is India's first indigenously quadrivalent human papillomavirus vaccine for the prevention of cervical cancer and other SPO-related disorder. SPO is major cause of cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is the second most common cancer among the women in India, accounting for about 1/5 of the global burden of the cervical cancer. E prime layer. As per the new study, a new layer called E prime layer at the outermost part of the Earth's core. Inner core, outer core of the Earth's inner core. At the Earth's core is a result of the surface water penetrating deep into the planet. This alters the composition of the metallic कोई भी metal liquid core's outermost region process. This later research suggests that the tectonic plate carrying surface water have transported it deep into the earth over billions of years. This led to the formation of a hydrogen-rich silicon-depleted layer at the outer core. Hydrogen-rich silicon-depleted layer. The discovery crust mantle outer core solid liquid. Discovery enhances the composition of the Earth's internal mechanism. White hydrogen. Scientists have discovered a large reservoir of white hydrogen in France. सफ़ेद hydrogen. White hydrogen, also referred to as natural gold or geologic hydrogen. It is naturally generated within the Earth crust through the water-rock reaction. Process involves interaction between the water molecule and the iron-rich mineral water H2O. कोई भी मिनरल्स में आयरन बहुत ज़्यादा such as olivine at high temperature and pressure. Potential application industries like aviation, shipping and steel production. White hydrogen. Nitrogen 9. Scientists have recently discovered nitrogen 9 nuclei which contains 7 proton and 2 neutron. Which contain 9. 9 nuclei, which contains 7 proton, 2 neutron. It is an unusually high proton to neutron ratio. This disparity has a critical effect on the isotope's stability, influencing its decay process as well as overall behavior. It only exists for 1 billionth of a nanosecond. So nitrogen 9 is an isotope of nitrogen atoms with the same number of proton but different numbers of neutron are called isotopes. Scientists are hopeful of expanding our current understanding of the nuclear theory and quantum mechanics by this study. Vitrimer incorporated with polyrotazine. Scientists in Japan have developed a new version of the plastic called Vitrimer incorporated with polyrotazine, which is based on an epoxy resin Vitrimer. Vitrimer is a category of plastic known for strength at a very low temperature and reshaping under heat. However, they tend to be very brittle. To overcome this, researchers added polyrotaxane. Vitrimer में क्या डाल दिया polyro to the plastic making process, which resulted in PPR. Vitrimer incorporated with polyrotazine. It was very stronger, stretchier than the traditional version, partially biodegradable है, ये partially है. It can remove the complex shape which can be restored once it is heated. अब हम लोग कुछ ये बात करते कल्चर. संत मीराबाई तो 525th बर्थ एनिवर्सरी होता संत मीराबाई वर रिसेंटली सेलिब्रेटेड इन मथुरा उत्तर प्रदेश. संत मीराबाई ने 1498 से 1498 से 1556. जो मीराबाई was a great Bhakti saint, Hindu mystic, poet and devotee of the Lord Krishna. She was born as a princess of Mewar and her childhood name was Yashoda. In 1516, Mirabai married to the Rana Bhojraj, the crown prince of the Mewar, who was the son of the Rana Sangha. राणा संघ का बेटा का नाम था राणा भोजराज. उन्हीं से शादी हुई थी. राणा संघ is famous for his the leadership in the Battle of Khanwa 1521, where he led the Rajput alliance against the Mughal Emperor बाबर. उन्हीं के बेटा था राणा भोज. उन्हीं से शादी हुई थी इनकी. After the death of भोजराज in 1521, भोजराज की डेथ हो गई. She left the Mewar in search of Lord Krishna. She moved to the multiple places including the Vrindavan, and in later years she moved to Dwarka. He followed the Sakun Bhakti and considered Lord Krishna as a husband. Since her childhood she addressed the Lord Krishna as a Giridhar Gopal. Major work Mirabai's poetry. A portrays a unique relationship wherein she is not only the devoted bride of the Krishna, but Krishna is ardent in his pursuit of Meera. One of the celebrated song is पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पाया. Today I got the most precious wealth of Lord Rama's name. Mirabai's poem in Braj language sung during the prayers and expressing emotion to Lord Krishna make up poetry collection. These include the Rag Govind नरसी जी का मयारा गीत, गोविंद की टीका, मीराबाई का मल्हार, राग विहाग, गरबा गीत. Some of her bhajans translated and released by Robert Bly and Jane Hurstfield as Mirabai's ecstatic poems. Mirabai ecstatic poem, Robert Bly, Jane Hurstfield. Bhaktmal, a poetry collection of that describes the biography of Mirabai, is written by Guru Nabhadas ji in 1585 in Braj language. Okay, Bhaktmal ये एक बायोग्राफी है मीराबाई की. किसने लिखी? गुरु नभादास जी ने 1585 में. इनके बनने के बाद ही 1546 में मर गई थी 1585 में इन ब्रज लैंग्वेज. सो किसने लिखी इन्होंने? इन्हें कन्वर्ट कितने? रॉबर्ट ब्लाई एंड जैन हर्सफील्ड. सी बिकेम अ डिसिपल ऑफ द संत रविदास. किसकी डिसिपल थी? रविदास, जिसका रविदास बिलोंग टू अ कास्ट कंसिडर्ड अनटचेबल. हर सॉन्ग आल्सो ओपनली चैलेंज द नॉर्म्स ऑफ द अपर कास्ट एंड बिकेम पॉपुलर विद द मासेस इन द राजस्थान, द गुजरात. She resists the traditional women's role and the societal norms by leaving the palaces and choose to become a wanderer. Sant Mirbai, a symbol of divine love, has inspired a generation with her songs and devotion continues to influence the people to embrace spiritual values. What Bhakti movement? The Bhakti movement originated in South India between the 7th and 12th century AD. Saints believe in the equality of all humans disregarding the caste distinction. Bhakti movement in different regions South India initially led by the Alva devotee Lord Vishnu and Nayanas devotee Lord Shiva. They connected with the masses through the use of the local language. Nayanas with the devotee Lord Shiva was 63 in numbers. Famous saint for Appar Sundara, Thirugnana, Sambandar, Manik Kavachakar. अल्फा डिवोटीज और लॉर्ड विष्णु वर 12 इन नंबर. ये कितने थे? 63 थे और अल्फास 12 थे. फेमस सेंट फॉर नमलवर, तिरुमंगाई अलवर, अंडल एंड परियलवर. डिवोशनल सॉन्ग ऑफ द अंडल के जो डिवोशनल सॉन्ग थे उनको कहते हैं थिरुप्पावाई. अलवर सॉन्ग वर कंपाइल इन दिव्य प्रबंधम. अलवर सॉन्ग किसमें है? दिव्य प्रबंधम. सेंट्रल नॉर्थ इंडिया. From South Bhakti movement spread to the central North India around the 13th century and saw the new wave of the Bhakti movement in North. Bhakti tradition is the two broad categories: worship of the god with attributes or form. For example, Tulsidas Mirabai, God with attribute. Nirgun, worship of the formless form of God, name as Kabir Das, Guru Nanak Dev, etc. Maharaj from the 13th to the 17th century, Maharaj saw a great number of the saint poets who composed poems in Marathi language. Region focused on the Vitthal, a form of Vishnu temple in Pandharpur, and followed the Varkari tradition. Vitthal, form of Vishnu temple in Pandharpur, followed Varkari tradition. Famous stones Jananeshwar, Namdev, Eknath, Tukaram, as well as women like Jananeshwar, Namdev, Eknath, Tukaram, like Sakkubai and the family of Chokamela, who belonged to the untouchable Meher caste. Sakkubai, Chokamela. These saints rejected all forms of the ritualism, outward display of the piety, and social differences based on the east and the northwest, northeast. New Vaishnavite movement was propagated by the Sankara Dev in some region. New Vaishnavite movement. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great devotee Lord Krishna, was a saint from Bengal. He popularized the Sankirtan or public singing of the God name. सबसे साउथ में थे नम्मलवर, ठीक है। यहाँ पर आपको देखो इसके ऊपर आंध्र प्रदेश में थे पुरंदर दास, 15th to 16th सेंचुरी। ओके, 9th सेंचुरी में कोई और था तो सबसे पहले यहाँ पर जैसे नम्मलवर। उसके बाद हम लोग बात करते हैं, ओके, 11 से 9th सेंचुरी में एक और है मनिकावा सागर, ये मनिकावा सागर। ओके, इसके बाद कोई नहीं है। इसके बाद एक 11th और 12th में आए थे रामानुज, ये आपके केरला और कर्नाटका के बने रामानुज। 11th 12th में और कोई भी नहीं आया। अच्छा, 11th 12th के बाद क्या 13th 14th में कोई है? हाँ, नामदेव है 13 से 14th सेंचुरी में। 13th सेंचुरी में आपके ज्ञानेश्वर हैं, ठीक है। फिर 13th सेंचुरी में कोई है? कोई नहीं है। ओके, ऊपर तरफ पहुँच गए हम लोग। भगवान 15th सेंचुरी देखो पहले, ये है नरसिंह मेहता गुजरात में, मीराबाई 16th सेंचुरी में थी, गुरु नानक 15th से 16th सेंचुरी, दादू भैया भी ये आपके राजस्थान में ही थे, दादू थे, गुरु नानक जी थे। उसके बाद फिर सूरदास 16th सेंचुरी यूपी में थे, सूरदास, रामानंद भी 16th सेंचुरी में, कबीर 15th से 16th सेंचुरी में, रायदास 15th सेंचुरी। देखो सबसे पहले रायदास आए हैं, रायदास 15th सेंचुरी, फिर वल्लभाचार्य 15th से 16th सेंचुरी, कबीर 15th से 16th सेंचुरी, रायदास 15th सेंचुरी, कबीर और वल्लभाचार्य 15th 16th सेंचुरी, चैतन्य देव 15th 16th सेंचुरी। 16th सेंचुरी में आपको देखा जाए तो रामानंद है, सूरदास है और तुलसीदास है। तो कब देखो रायदास 15th सेंचुरी, कबीर, वल्लभाचार्य, चैतन्य, शंकरादेव, गुरु नानक, ये सारे के सारे 15th 16th सेंचुरी में, ठीक है। ये महाराष्ट्र में देखो 16th सेंचुरी की बात करें, जैसे रामानंद हैं, सूरदास हैं, है ना, वैसे ही रामानंद, सूरदास, एकनाथ हैं, तुकाराम हैं। ज्ञानेश्वर 13th सेंचुरी में थे, नामदेव तो 13th 14th में थे, बासवन्ना 12th सेंचुरी में थे, रामदास 17th सेंचुरी में थे। काजी नजरुल इस्लाम, द रिटर्निंग ऑफ द काजी नजरुल इस्लाम 1922 एंटी पीटर्स एंथम, करार ओई Lahokopad, iron bars of a jail for a film has led to a widespread criticism in Bangladesh. Qazi Nazrul Islam. About Qazi Nazrul Islam, 1997, since childhood and early life, he was born in Churulia village in Burdwan, North Burdwan district of the West Bengal. In addition, he joined the Indian Army as a soldier and later on became the battalion quarter master Havaldar. He is probably known as the Vidrohi Kobi rebel poet, as many of his work rebel against the oppression of human through slavery, hatred and tradition. He wrote and composed more than 2000 songs which are probably known as Nazrul Giti. Major work in 1990 published in his first book the autobiography of a delinquent or the Saugat while serving in the army. Autobiography of a delinquent and Saugat. Nazrul left the military in 1920. Joined Ketan 1920 and then joined the Bengal Muslim Literary Society. He is famous for his work like Bandhan Hara, Freedom from Bondage, Bodhan, Shat il Arab, Badal Pratar Sharab. He created his famous poem Anando Moir Agomone, 1920, for which he was sent to prison for 1 year by the British authority. 1930 में इनकी बुक आई थी जैसे प्रलय शिक्षा was banned and he faced charge of sedition. He was sent to jail and released after the 91 Gandhi Annual Pact was signed. Role in national movement. He motivated people to fight against the British through his poems in the place. He took an active part through his writing on Swadeshi in the Khilafat movement. He organized the Shramik Praja Swaraj Dal, workers and the peasants. Shramik and the Praja. Shramik is workers and peasants. Swaraj Dal, Samik Praja Swaraj Dal, a social political party which worked within the INC. He became the critic of the Khilafat struggle in the INC for not bargaining the political independence from the British Empire. Through Hindu-Muslim riots in Calcutta in 1923, he called for the Hindu-Muslim unity and criticizes during Hindu-Muslim riot कब हुए थे कलकत्ता में 1926 में हिंदू मुस्लिम यूनिटी criticized the attempt perpetrated by some individuals for both communities from both countries to construct their respective oppositional identity. Award and achievement. In 1960, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan, one of the highest civilian honors of the Republic of India. He was conferred the title of the National Poet and awarded Ekushe Padak by the Bangladesh. Ekushe Padak, the second highest civilian honor of the Bangladesh. Qazi Nazrul Islam, renowned for his work in Bengali literature, has been declared the national poet of the Bangladesh. His works have played a significant role in fostering patriotism and a sense of the cultural belonging among the youth. Furthermore, his contributions serve as a cultural bridge between India and Bangladesh, strengthening the bond of the friendship and the mutual respect between the two. Qazi Nazrul Islam. Sharda Temple. Navratri Puja was held at the newly built Sharda Devi Temple close to the line LOC in Titwal village in Kuppawara district, Jammu and Kashmir. Titwal village, Kuppawara district. Earlier this year, Ma Sharda Temple, Sharda Devi Temple, Ma Sharda Devi was opened at Titwal in the frontier district of Purating at the LOC and on one of the base camps en route to the traditional Sharda Peeth in the Neelam Valley of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Sharda Peeth was one of the three principal shrines of the region, along with the Mata and Sun Temple and the Amarnath Temple, before the partition of India and Pakistan. Sharda Peeth was one of the three principal shrines of the region. About Sharda Devi Peeth. Sharda Peeth, one of the three principal shrines of the region, along with the Mata and Sun Temple and the Amarnath Temple, before the partition of India and Pakistan. One of the three principal shrines. Three principal shrines is Sharda Peeth, Mata and Sun Temple, Amarnath Temple. The temple has a close resemblance with the Martin Temple in architecture, design and construction. Al-Biruni became famous scholar and the traveler described the temple as a much wanted site of pilgrims. Previously, the Pakistani government sanctioned a plan to create a corridor facilitating the visit of the Hindu pilgrims from India to the Sharda Peeth. Once operational, the Sharda Peeth corridor will become the second richest passenger route controlled by Pakistan, followed by the Kartarpur corridor connecting the two neighboring nations. Regional significance. It is also one of the 18 Mahashakti Peeth or the Grand Shakti Peeth and is considered to be the god of the Hindu goddess Saraswati. Goddess Sharda, the goddess of the learning and the knowledge, is regarded by the Hindus as an incarnation of the goddess Saraswati. Goddess Sharda is considered by the Kashmiri Pandit as their Kul Devi. Principal deities is also referred to by many as Kashmiri Puravashni, resident of Kashmir Purvasni. Educational significance. The Peeth was also one of the universities of the higher learning of the Vedic works, scripture and commentaries. It was at par with the ancient science of the learning and transaction. I believe the Sharda University had a script known as Sharda. The university also had over 5,000 scholars and the biggest library. The renowned the scholars Adi Shankaracharya is said to have studied at the Sharda University. Ramanujacharya, one of the prominent and exponents of the Sri Vaishnava tradition, is also believed to have visited Sharda Peeth and written his treatise Sri Bhashya. एक मिनट दोनों का नाम पढ़ लेते हैं ऊपर. शंकराचार्य रामानुजाचार्य. देखिए इसमें है शंकराचार्य रामानुजाचार्य. शंकराचार्य रामानुजाचार्य. ओके. शंकराचार्य तो यहीं से पढ़े थे. रामानुजाचार्य ने वहाँ पर विजिट किया था. उन्होंने श्री भाष्य लिखा था. ओके. नेशनल गेम्स ऑफ इंडिया recently the 37th edition of the national game concluded in Goa. The national games of India is an Olympic style multi-sport event where the athletes from the various states and the duties of India complete it for medal. The Service Sport Control Board, the sport team of the Indian Armed Forces, also competes at the national game. The duration and the regulation of the national game and tally with the jurisdiction of the Indian Olympic Association. Okay, Indian Olympic Association 1927 with Sir Dorabji Tata as the founding president. Sir Dorabji Tata. Indian Olympic Association is the governing body for the Olympic movement and the Commonwealth Games in India. Registered as a non-profit organization under the Society Registration Act of 1860, Non-Profit Registration Act 1860. International Olympic Committee, Commonwealth Game Federation, Olympic Council of Asia, Asian Association of National Olympic Committee. AIO is currently governed by the 32-member Executive Council. Service Sports Control Board, the SPEED. National Games of India is Olympic style multi-sport event where athletes from various states and duties of India compete. Service Sport Control Board, the sport team of the Indian Armed Forces, also compete at the national game. National game का पहला एडिशन होता है टेलीविजन former name of the national game at Lahore in undivided Punjab in 1924. After the 8th edition in 1938 in Calcutta, the event was christened as the national game. पहले Indian Olympic game फिर national game. Lucknow hosted the national game in its first post-independence avatar. The first national games on the lines of the Olympic was held in 1985 in New Delhi. Okay, the 37th edition of the national game, Raja Bhalendra Singh Trophy, was given to Maharashtra for overall champion in national game. Raja Bhalendra Singh was considered responsible for bringing the ninth Asian game. After the 8th edition, 19th in Kolkata, the 9th Asian Games to Delhi was considered responsible for bringing the 9th Asian Games to Delhi in 1992 and organizing them. Best Women Athlete trophy was given to Praniti Naik and the Sanjukta Kate, while the Best Man Athlete. Women athlete कौन है? Praniti Naik, Sanjukta Kate. Praniti Naik, Sanjukta Kate. Best Man Athlete trophy was given to Sri Hari Natraj. The toss for the national game was handed over to Uttarakhand, and the 38th national games will be organized there. 37th गोवा में हुआ था, 38 उत्तराखंड में होगा, 39 एडिशन विल बी हेल्ड इन मेघालय. 37 गोवा, 38 उत्तराखंड, 39 मेघालय. और 37 फर्स्ट गिवन राजा पालेंद्र सिंह ट्रॉफी महाराज को मिली है. बेस्ट वुमेन एथलीट प्रणति नायक एंड संयुक्ता काटे. मैंडेटरी श्री हरि नटराज जी को GI टैग. Various products from the Uttarakhand having the GI tag by the geographical indication registry. GI tag is a sign used on the product that has specific geographical origin and the process qualities or the reputation that are due to the origin. In order to function as a geographical indication, and a sign must identify products as originating in a given place. GIs are a part of the intellectual IPR that come under the Paris Convention for the Reduction of Industrial Poverty. They are also covered in Article 22-24 on the Trade Related Aspect TRIPS agreement, which was part of the agreement including under the. They are also covered under Article 22-24 of TRIPS, which was part of the agreement concluded in the Uruguay round of the GATT. In India, GI registration is by the geographical indication of the goods registration and the Protection Act of 1999. GI can be registered on agriculture product, को भी food stuff, wine हो या spirit drink हो, handicraft हो, industrial product हो, etc. Duration: once the product has been granted a GI tag, it is valid for a period of 10 years. Renewal is possible for further period of 10 years each. Provided Department for Promotion of Industry and Industrial and Trade, Ministry of Commerce and Industry confers legal protection against the unauthorized legal protection. आप unauthorized उसे यूज़ नहीं कर सकते हो और एक्सपोर्ट भी बूस्ट करता है. डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द न्यूली अबॉर्डेड GI टैग. उत्तराखंड की Berrynaag tea. It is made from the leaves of the plant that grows wild in the Himalayas. Berrynaag tea is known for its taste, texture, flavor, and aroma color. Berrynaag tea gets its name from the Berrynaag temple called the Berrynaag locally, which is the Nag Devta temple situated at the top of the Berrynaag hill. It is graded and packed in a local tea garden of Pithoragarh district of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand Bichu Booty and nettle fabric. Bichu Booty. It is made from Himalayas nettle fibers. As the plant fibers are very hollow, they have the unique ability to acclimate air inside, thus creating the natural insulation, making an ideal clothing material for both winters and the summers. It is a high fiber yielding plant found apparently from the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand. High fiber yielding plant. Uttarakhand Bichu Booty fabric. It is a perennial and insect resistant crop. 9 कीड़े लगते हैं, perennial है. Perennial दोनों सीजन, विंटर इंक्लूड हिमालय नेटल फाइबर. उत्तराखंड बिचू बूटी. उत्तराखंड का मांडवा. ये एक फिंगर मिलेट है. ग्रोन इन द गढ़वाल इन द कुमाऊं दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेपल डाइट इन मेनी पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेट. ये सुपर सीरियल है. इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ वेरी हाई डाइटरी फाइबर, प्रोटीन, आयरन, कैल्शियम, एंटीऑक्सीडेंट, एसेंशियल अमीनो एसिड, विटामिन एंड सेंट्रल न्यूट्रिएंट. इट कैन बी इजीली कल्टिवेटेड ड्यूरिंग द ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. इट इज ग्रोन बोथ फॉर ग्रीन एज वेल एज द फॉरेज. उत्तराखंड झंगोरा. मंडुआ फिंगर मिलेट है. झंगोरा उत्तराखंड. It is a homegrown millet commonly cultivated in the rainfed areas of the Himalayan Uttarakhand. It is one of the oldest food known to the mankind in the lush Himalayan valleys of Uttarakhand. The Jangora is a grain with a superb nutrition profile. It is one of the major crops grown in the Kumaon and the Garhwal region and on the Uttarakhand. It is high on calcium and the fiber content help to control the blood pressure and the sugar level. Calcium fiber. Uttarakhand ka Jangora. Uttarakhand Ghat. Pulses growing in the dry region of the state. Its medicinal uses have been known to Ayurveda and traditional physician for centuries. It is rich in fiber, iron. Uttarakhand का घाट. It is rich in fiber, iron, calcium, mineral and vitamin. इसमें बहुत सारा फाइबर है. It is rich in fiber, iron, calcium, mineral and vitamin. ये उत्तराखंड का घाट. इट इज़ पल्सेस. ये एक तरीके की दाल है जो ड्राई रीजन में होती है. इस मेडिसिनल यूज हैव बीन नोन टू आयुर्वेद एंड ट्रेडिशनल फिजिशियन फॉर इट इज रिच इन फाइबर, आयरन, कैल्शियम, मिनरल, विटामिन. ये एंटी बैक्टीरियल है, एंटी फंगल एंड हाइपोग्लाइसेमिक, इवेंचुअली रिच इन एंटीऑक्सीडेंट. उत्तराखंड का हार्ट. उसके बाद है उत्तराखंड लाल चावल. रेड राइस. रेड राइस ऑर्गेनिकली grown in the Purula region. It is also good for the heart and is useful in diabetes. It is extremely nutritious rice. Comes with a from texture and nutty flavor. The heavy rain in the high altitude Himalayan valley is partly responsible for its firm texture and interesting flavor. Uttarakhand Kalabhat. It is traditionally cultivated under the Bara Anaja system of cultivation. Up to 12 crops grown together, wherein varieties of the millet, bean, pulses and seedless are cultivated in the same field under the Bara Anaj. Uttarakhand Kalabhat. It is generally cultivated under Bara Anaj system of cultivation of together berries, millet, bean, pulse and cereal. It is one of the richest source of flavonoids in the human diet. Kala bhat, creative powers and its iron and the protein content make it an excellent meat substitute for the vegetarian people. Meat substitute. Kala bhat contains starch, a form of complex carbohydrate. Uttarakhand ka Malta fruit. Malta fruit is an important seasonal citrus fruit. District Chamoli, Pithoragarh, Uttar Pradesh. Chamoli is among the few places in the country which has a high genetic diversity of Malta fruit. Malta fruit is very sweet, patchy color fruit that brings a burst of sunshine into the winter days. उत्तराखंड चुलई रामदाना, ये सीडो सीरियल है. इन उत्तर प्रदेश इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज उत्तराखंड का चौलाई या रामदाना. इट इज़ ऑल्सो कॉल्ड चौलाई. इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज चुआ इन कुमाऊं एरिया ऑफ उत्तराखंड. चुलाई क्रॉप्स जो चुलाई क्रॉप्स होते हैं ये ड्राफ्ट टॉलरेंट होते हैं, जैसे टॉलरेंट टू सैलिनिटी, एल्कलिनिटी और एसिडिक सॉइल कंडीशन. चुलाई एक प्रोटीन होता है एंड फाइबर रिच ग्रेन विद हाई माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट एंड एंटीऑक्सीडेंट. चुलाई एक प्रोटीन होता है एंड फाइबर रिच ग्रेन. ये सीडो सीरियल है. उत्तर प्रदेश में चुलाई कहते हैं. ऑल्सो नोन एज चुआ. चुलाई क्रॉप ड्राफ्ट टॉलरेंट होते हैं, पचेस टॉलरेंट टू सैलिनिटी, एल्कलिनिटी और एसिडिक सॉइल कंडीशन. चुलाई प्रोटीन एंड द फाइबर रिच ग्रेन विद हाई माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट एंड ऑक्सीडेंट प्रोटीन. उत्तराखंड का बुरन्स. बुरन इज अ ब्राइट रेड फ्लावर whose scientific name is rhododendron arboreum in the state flower Uttarakhand. It's the rhododendron arboreum. Buran's plant possesses high ecological importance in the flower of the species, having unique medicinal and nutritional value. Buran's flower contain anthocyanin, a class of the water-soluble flavonoid, and flavonol. It possesses numerous health benefits as the major pigment. Buran's juice is a complete natural drink sherbet with excellent medicinal value. Uttarakhand Pahari Tur Dal. Due to their full organic characteristic content, it is highly demanded in the market and a much different in color of the plain area ahead. Tur, pigeon pea is a good source of homegrown high protein food. Tur is very short-lived perennial shrub that is generally cultivated in Uttarakhand. It's important legume gram of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand की लिखाल wood carving. लिखाई is a building craft and is situated in a construction method of using local resource materials in Kumaon. The carving is generally found in the form of folk, religious and tantric motifs. And Likhai woodcraft, folk, religious, tantric. Likhai woodcraft of Uttarakhand is especially found in the building and the temple architecture. The wood carving of the Garhwal in the Kumaon is famous for its simple and the beautiful design. Nainital Mombatti candle. They are hand carved and filled with multicolored waxes. These natural flower candles are widely known for its durability and quality. The decorative candle art in Nainital has a cultural legacy because of the presence of the Britishers in large numbers of the region. The people involved in candle making are known as Sandler. Rangwali Pichoda of Kumaon. Pichoda is a made of yellow fabric. कैसा होता है? पीला कलर का फैब्रिक होता है with big red circular motif. Yellow fabric, big red circular motif printed on it. In the center, a swastika is drawn in the four quadrant of the swastik. Sun शंख एक होता है, सन हो गया, फिर शंख हो गया. शंख को कौन सा कहते हैं? A bell with om and a goddess are drawn. It is a traditional outfit worn by the women at ceremonies in Kumaon region of Uttarakhand. It plays a vital role in the life of married women. The designs were collected from various sources like book, internet and newspaper. रंगवाली पिछोड़ा of Kumaon. Okay, रामनगर नैनीताल लीची. रामनगर लीची is usually known as the pearl of India. रामनगर लीची को कहते हैं pearl of India. लीची ये ट्रॉपिकल नहीं सब ट्रॉपिकल फ्रूट है. थ्राइव बेस्ट इन द मोस्ट सब ट्रॉपिकल क्लाइमेट. दी वेल ड्रेन्ड लोमी सॉइल रिच इन ऑर्गेनिक मैटर हैविंग पीएच इन द रेंज ऑफ 5 to 7 इज आइडियल फॉर द क्रॉप. ये कैसी सॉइल होती है? दी वेल ड्रेन्ड लोमी सॉइल. दी वेल ड्रेन्ड लोमी सॉइल रिच इन ऑर्गेनिक मैटर हैविंग पीएच इन द रेंज ऑफ 5 to 7 is ideal for the crop. 5 to 7. Frost during the winter and the rain in summer are limited factors of successful cultivation. रामनगर लीची को पल्ल ऑफ इंडिया कहते हैं. रामनगर की लीची सब ट्रॉपिकल फ्रूट है. रामगढ़ नैनीताल आड़ू मतलब पीच. आड़ू इज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टोन फ्रूट क्रॉप. पत्थर जैसा फ्रूट क्रॉप ऑन द टेम्परेट जोन. It is high quality peaches produced in higher hill. Ramgarh peach is basically a temperate zone plant and its commercial production is confined between the latitudes of 30 degree and 40 degree north and south. The harvest time of peach ranges from April to July. Chamoli wooden Ramman mask. Ramman एक religious festival होता है ritual region of the Garhwal region in India. It is a festival based in the epics of the Ramayana of the Hindu community, Chamoli district of Uttarakhand. The process of making the mask is considered sacred for the artists as they bring life to the mythological god in the water. After each mask complete, the artists offer food and prayer to the mask. Almora Lakori Mirchi. It was the first group in the village called Lakora Chachuri in the Garpani Kumau border of Uttarakhand. It is low in saturated fat. इसमें fat भी कम है, cholesterol भी कम है, sodium. It is high in vitamin A, C, K, B6, potassium, copper, magnesium, IT, fiber, thiamine. The pungency of the yellow color, and the oleoresin content in Lakori mirchi are especially important for processed food as well as for export purpose. Oleoresin content, nuisance or Durgavati Devi 1999 ने जनित birthday of Durgavati Devi, popularly known as the Durga Bhavi or Agni of India, was celebrated. She was married to Bhagwati Charan Vora, an Indian revolutionary associated with the Hindustan Socialist Republic Association. Bhagwati Charan Vora was the author of the famous article entitled The Philosophy of the Bomb, in which he persuaded youth to come forward and join revolution. He died when a testing bomb exploded in his hand. Contribution to the Indian freedom movement. Durga Bhavi was an active member of the Naujawan Bharat Sabha founded by the Durga Bhai Bhagat Singh in 1926. Actually the escape of the Bhagat Singh from the Lahore after Saunders killing. Saunders को मारने के बाद after Saunders killing in 1928 उनको भगाने में इनका काम था. She openly opposed the sentence awarded to the Bhagat Singh and Sukhdev Durga, and as an activist, Durga Bai decided to kill Lord Haley. He was the expert of Punjab who was a staunch enemy of the revolution. While the governor managed to evade the attack, his ally sustained injuries. Subsequently, he was arrested and sentenced to 3 years of imprisonment. Lord Haley. After independence, he opened a school for poor children in Lucknow. Durgavati Devi, Durga Bhavi of Agni of India. UNESCO Creative Site, UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Gwalior Kochukudi joined the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. UNESCO Creative Cities Network, Gwalior Kochukudi. They are among the 35 cities that joined the UNESCO Creative City Network. On the World Cities Day, 31st October, new cities were acknowledged for their strong commitment to harnessing the culture and the creativity as part of the development strategy. Harness culture and creativity. कोचिकड़ी को सिटी ऑफ लिटरेचर कहते हैं. इट इज अ रूपेश लिटरेरी फाउंडेशन. सिटी ऑफ लिटरेचर रूपेश लिटरेरी फाउंडेशन with over 500 libraries and more than 20 publishers. It boasts a high level of literary education. It is also a permanent venue for the annual Kerala Literature Festival and numerous book festival. Gwalior City of Music कहते हैं. It is a rich musical history comprising legends like Miyan Tanzeen को याद है रामतनु पांडे and the Baliti Bawra. It is also considered the birthplace of the Gwalior Gharana, the oldest Gwalior Gharana, the oldest सबसे पुराना हिंदुस्तानी म्यूजिकल घराना, birthplace of Gwalior Gharana. बलिती बावरा. अदर इंडियन सिटीज ऑन यूसी है ना, मुंबई भी है फिल्म के लिए है, चेन्नई म्यूज़िक के लिए है, ग्वालियर भी म्यूज़िक के लिए, हैदराबाद गैस्ट्रोनॉमी के लिए, वाराणसी म्यूज़िक के लिए, जयपुर क्राफ्ट और फोक आर्ट के स्नेह भी क्राफ्ट एंड फोक आर्ट के लिए. तो मुंबई है, चेन्नई है, हैदराबाद है, वाराणसी है, जयपुर है, श्रीनगर है. यूनेस्को क्रिएटिव सिटी नेटवर्क in 2004. यूनेस्को क्रिएटिव सिटी नेटवर्क टैग gives global recognition and boosts the tourism. It has 350 creative cities in more than 100 countries spanning 7 creative fields. Craft, folk art, 7 category. Craft and folk art, design, film, gastronomy, literature, media, art and music. Okay, United Nations, UNESCO. Paris Charter passed by 1995 to contribute to the building of a culture of the peace and eradication of the poverty, sustainable development and the intercultural dialogue through the education, science, culture, communication and informative. It was 194 members and a total associate member is India member. And this is the Universal Copyright Convention. Copyright Convention 1952, Man and the Biosphere Program 1971, Man Universal Copyright Convention 1952, Man and Biosphere 1971, World Heritage Convention 1972, Convention for the Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage 2003. Pannamalai painting, Tamil Nadu, 1300 year old painting at Tala Girishwara Temple are fading. Tala Girishwara Temple, 1300 year old painting at Tala Girishwara Temple are fading. Tala Girishwara painting, the painting showed Lord Shiva with 8 hands dancing, known as Lata Thilaga Bani, being washed by the goddess Parvati. These mural paintings were created after the covering stone wall, the piece made of limestone and the sand. These mural paintings were created after covering the stone wall with a paste of limestone and the sand. The painting bear a close resemblance to painting in the Ajanta and the Chittanavasal. The temple was constructed by the Pallava king Narsimha Varman II, popularly known as राजसिम्हा. एक पल्लव के किंग थे जिनका नाम था नरसिम्हा वर्मन II. इनको राजसिम्हा भी कहते थे. राजसिम्हा Sanskrit epigraphs are found here. Kolkali dance. Recently, the Kolkali dance was performed in Thrissur, Kerala, in remembrance of Saint Thomas' arrival in India. Kolkali dance, folk art form performed in North Malabar region of state. It is referred to as Kolattam or the Kolamu in Tamil Nadu and the Andhra Pradesh respectively. तमिलनाडु में कोलकली डांस को ये त्रिशूर में सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है सेंट थॉमस के आने पे. कोलकली डांस ये फोक आर्ट फॉर्म है ये नॉर्थ मलबार रीजन ऑफ द स्टेट में है. इट इज़ कंसिडर्ड इट इज़ रेफर टू एज कोलट्टम. कोलट्टम कहाँ पर है? तमिलनाडु में. आंध्र प्रदेश में कोलामू. इट ड्रॉज एलिमेंट फ्रॉम द कलारीपयट्टू, अ मार्शल आर्ट ऑफ केरल एंड तमिलनाडु. Recently Kulkuri dance, Klaripettu. The conventional art of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Each performer holds a stick and moves in a circle, striking the stick. As music gradually rises a pitch, the pace increases and the circle expands to the contrast as the dance progresses. It is performed during the paddy harvest season. Vajra Musti Kalaga. Vajra Musti Kalaga is a form of wrestling. Vajra Musti Kalaga. It is a form of wrestling different from conventional grappling. Grappling enters two jetty fighters. Wrestlers use Vajra Musti knuckle dusters adorned with diamond as a mark of weaponry to engage in immaculate battle. Whosoever draws the blood from the opponent's head first is declared as a winner. Vajramusti, knuckle duster. It is held on the 9th day of Navratri at the Mysuru Palace, Mysuru, Karnataka. It was the first mentioned in Manasulasa Manual of Warfare. Mentioned कहाँ पे? Manasulasa. Mansulasa Warfare of King Someshwara. King Someshwara III of Chalukya dynasty. चालुक्य डिनास्टी 1124 से 1138 के बीच में किंग सोमेश्वरा III. तो मानसुलोसा. फर्नानो न्यूनिस, ही वॉज अ पोर्टुगीज ट्रैवलर, नोटिस दिस फॉर्म ऑफ रेसलिंग इन विजयनगर एम्पायर. ओके, फर्नानो न्यूनिस ये पोर्टुगीज थे, विजयनगर एम्पायर. वज्रमुस्ती कलंग, वज्रमुस्ती. पुनामलाई पेंटिंग तमिलनाडु, पुनामलाई पेंटिंग तालाग्रीश्वरा टेम्पल. ओके, सी बकथॉर्न फ्रूट. सी बकथॉर्न फ्रूट कहाँ से? लद्दाख हैज़ बीन अवॉर्डेड द GI टैग. इट इज़ द 4th GI टैग इन लद्दाख आफ्टर एप्रिकॉट, जिसे रैक्सी कार्पो कहते हैं, पश्मीना एंड लद्दाखी वुड कार्विंग. अब सी बकथॉर्न फ्रूट. सी बकथॉर्न जिसे हिप्पोई rhamnoides is a plant found throughout the Europe and Asia. In India, it is found above the tree line in Himalayan region, generally in dry areas such as the cold desert of the Ladakh and Spiti. The GI tag is circulated by the GI geographical indication of the good registration as well as Protection Act of 1995 errata. In September 2023 monthly magazine under article mentioned that Tagore composed Vande Mataram national song of India. Jangan Man, national anthem of India, was composed by Ravindranath Tagore. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee composed Vande Mataram national song of India. Ethics, knowledge without the character. Dark web used for activities like illegal drug trafficking. Dark web and deadly weapons are being used in Ukraine industry and Israel-Palestine conflict. These incidents alongside countless others highlight how knowledge without character, moral values can be detrimental. Only intellectual development without the simultaneous internal character development really contributes to the welfare of the society. A person is said to have a character if he has moral values such as integrity, altruism, generosity, compassion. Take a meaning of the quote from Mahatma Gandhi's perspective. Quote is part of Mahatma Gandhi's explanation on the 7 societal scenes. He knew that knowledge is more powerful than the lethal weapon. Due to this, he emphasized that to use knowledge in the right direction, there is a requirement of a good character. But knowledge coupled with a weak character can be disastrous, as we have seen in the past, as World War II. 7 social sins हैं: politics without principle, wealth without work, pressure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice. Stockholders and their interest, stakeholders, citizens in our society, they always want that knowledge would be used for the welfare of all. Every action should be toward the Sarvajan Sukhino Bhavantu. Sarvajan Sukhino Bhavantu. State government. If a knowledge will be used with character, then everyone will possibly able to promote the peace and stability in the society. Institution aim to promote intellectual development along with the imparting good characteristics in student participants as they could be a good citizen. Ethical issues are concerns arising when knowledge is used without character. Unjust decision making, lack of the sense of the equality and empathy in character can lead to a biased decision. अगर आपके पास आपके अंदर सेंस ऑफ इक्वालिटी नहीं है, ठीक है, आपके अंदर एम्पैथी नहीं है, तो आप बाय डिसीजन मेकिंग करोगे. वे पर्सनल प्रेजुडिस और सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट इन्फ्लुएंस चॉइस इज रेदर देन द फेयर असेसमेंट. फॉर राइजिंग रेडिकलिज्म एंड डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इन सोसाइटी, प्रमोट अनएथिकल एक्टिविटीज. इफ नॉलेज इज यूज विद अल्टीरियर मोटिव, देन इट मे गिव राइज टू टेंडेंसीज ऑफ इंटॉलरेंस, रेसिज्म, xenophobia, stereotyping, and non-objective and partial treatment of the fellow being. So bloodness between the right means and another. If knowledge is only used for the self-interest, then a person focuses only on achieving the end objective, does not pay as much attention towards the means the way. So expansionary policy of all fit is the use of the AI and machine learning to create the deep fake image in the video to spread the misinformation, etc. Mahatma Gandhi's literary education is of no value if it is not built upon a sound character. Lack of accountability. As authorized leading person in organization or government will not be accountable to the people for their action if they lack the key building blocks of character such as respect for the co-workers, etc. Way forward. So Tuning knowledge with character. The focus of the national curriculum, the pedagogical process should be on the overall personality development of individual, including both the intellectual as well as the knowledge. The new education policy 2020 can play a key role in this sphere. Developing critical thinking and wisdom. Family members and the peer groups have to play a constructive role in it. Developing critical thinking and wisdom. Developing critical thinking and wisdom. So कि family members and the peer group they have played to constructive. It can be done by critically evaluating the information. जो भी information है उसे critically evaluate करो, encouraging questioning, promote emotional intelligence. It will help in enhancing self awareness. Emotional intelligence होगा तो self awareness होगा, empathy होगी. For instance, schools and parents can plan social awareness drives such as visiting slum orphanages and the old age home, transforming the self interest oriented and narrow interest. How India is promoting the idea of Vasudev Eva Kutumbakam, implying the world is one family. The function of education is to teach one to think intensely and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. Martin Luther King ने कहा था, character without knowledge is a weak and feeble, but knowledge without character without knowledge is weak and feeble. But knowledge without character is dangerous and a potential menace to society. Character and knowledge together should be true goal of education. Check your ethical aptitude. Rahul works in research development organization. Okay. Ethics of war. Recent conflict in Russia and Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, and the continuous circulation of the images and distribution social media about the atrocities of the war raise various ethical issues. War is the greatest plague that can afflict humanity. It destroys religion, destroys state, destroys families, and any cause is preferable to it. What are the ethical concerns that arise in war? Reduction to right side versus wrong side. The attempt to make a sense of war and violence is often reduced to a judgment that one side is right and the other is wrong. However, providing a justification to one side and other does not make it ethically correct. Punishment and defense. In war, rationale based on the punishment and defense are often seen as a moral part to correct a wrong. Punishment and defense. Death, capital punishment are a result of wars raise many ethical questions. Degradation of human beings. Humans are often treated as tools to achieve the objective of war. Individual versus collective identity. Recent conflict in the Israel-Palestinian war shows a trend wherein people don't see individuals as they are and see them only in terms of a collective identity. In a war, thousands of the innocent people are sentenced to death as a collateral damage, not through the judicial derivation but as a consequence of war. And the question arises, is there any ethical framework to resolve these concerns? The most famous view of ethically assessing wars to use the just war theory. Just war theory establishes the several conditions that determine whether a war can be regarded as just, ethical, or legitimate. Just war criteria. Justice of the resort to war. Right authority. War should be waged by a legitimate authority. For international movement, government is often considered legitimate interest. Lethal force may be used if having a just cause. For instance, self-defense is often considered just cause. Lethal force may be used if having a just cause. For instance, self-defense is often considered just cause. Right authority, मतलब national government. Just cause, मतलब self-defense. Right intention. In war, not only the cause and the goals must be just. ठीक है, but also for motive for responding to the cause and taking up the goal. Last resort. We may resort to war only if the last better viable alternative proportionality. We must be confident that resorting to war will do more good. We must be confident that resorting to war will do more good than harm. For instance, civilians should not be the intended target. Okay, reasonable hope. We must have a reasonable ground for believing that the cause of success can be achieved. Related justice. No state can act as if it possesses absolute justice. Open declaration. Explicit formal statement is required before resorting to force. Justice or conduct of war discrimination. There should be a distinction between the enemy combatant and non-combatant. Non-combatant must be given immunity and protection. Proportionality. Military action must do more good than harm. For instance, excessive or unnecessary harm should be avoided. Necessary action must be military necessary. What is the responsibility of warring parties after the war? Ethical issues that arise in the aftermath of war, such as the reparation and punishment, fall within the scope of the just post bellum. It has three central concerns: constraining the wrongdoing of the victors, facilitating the post-war reconstruction, securing lasting peace. Are these ethical ideas being followed? Some state and military organizations explicitly try to adhere to just war principles and incorporate them into the military doctrine and rule of engagement and training program. However, in most of the cases, adherence to these principles is found wanting. The following can be cited as a key reason for this: involvement of non-state actors, such as the insurgent group or a terrorist organization are often not bound by the same legal and ethical constraints as state actors, and their action will frequently violate the just war principle. Ignorant of distinction principle. The principle of discrimination requires a very clear distinction between the combatant and non-combatant, but in practice, civilians often become uninterrupted by the armed conflict. For instance, the use of the weapons of mass destruction, cluster bomb, and those which affect the large areas violate such principle. Technological advancement and the principle of proportion. The use of the advanced military technology such as drones, precision guided munition raise questions about the proportionality and discrimination. While these technologies can be employed to minimize the civilian harm, they are concerned about their potential misuse. To minimize civilian harm, we consider the potential misuse, limited global commitment, enforcement of just war principle often relies on international institutions, treaties, and agreements. The application of these mechanisms is often questionable. What can be done to ensure that these ideas are followed? Strengthen the international cooperation institutions, strengthen and enforce the international agreement that governs the conduct of war, such as the Geneva Convention. There is also a need to enhance the role of institutions such as the ICC, International Criminal Court, or the UNSC in holding the individual or state accountable. There is nothing that war has ever achieved that we could not better achieve without it. Advocacy, ये Havelock Hills ने कहा था. Adequacy for stricter arms control and disarmament to limit the use of the weapons that cause disproportionate harm to civilians. Peace building and the confidence. Investing in the diplomatic and the peace building efforts, such as addressing the root cause of the conflict, promote the dialogue, facilitating negotiation. Diplomatic peace building effort, रूट कॉज क्या था कॉन्फ्लिक्ट का, उसमें डायलॉग करो, फैसिलिटेटिंग नेगोशिएशन, कंट्रीब्यूट द प्रिवेंशन ऑफ द वायलेंट कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट. देयर कैन बी एन एनफोर्सबल कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट फॉर स्टेट मिलिट्रीज बेस्ड ऑन consensus regarding the war ethics. Human rights monitoring. Strengthen the human rights monitoring mechanism to document and report on the violation during the armed conflict. As the nature of warfare continues to evolve, ethical consideration must adapt to address the new challenges and uphold the fundamental value that prioritize human dignity, justice, and peace. Ethics and sport. There is a controversy related to the Cricket World Cup match between the Bangladesh and Sri Lanka regarding the call for the timeout decision against the Sri Lankan cricketer Angelo Matthew. Although it was as per the rule, but his conduct was debated in the context of poor sportsmanship. What are the different stakeholders and what is the responsibility of different stakeholders in ensuring the sport government? Promoting and monitoring the implementation of the code of sport ethics, inclusion of sport ethics in school curricula, encouraging research to improve the understanding of complex issues in sport. Publish clear guidelines on the ethical as well as the unethical behavior. Establish a system which rewards sports ethics and penalizes the unethical behavior. Encourage modification of the rule to meet the penalizes the unethical behavior. Reward sport ethics, unethical behavior को penalize करना. Encourage modification of rule to meet the specific needs of the vulnerable sportsmen. Setting a good example through personal behavior. Refrain from rewarding the unfair play. Awareness regarding the physical and the psychological change through sporting performance. Express support for their team without resorting to disrespectful or offensive language. Rejecting and condemning any form of discrimination. Responsible online behavior and respecting privacy of sport person. What constitutes sport ethics? Sport ethics signifies not just a certain form of behavior but also a particular way of thinking. Sport ethics ये नहीं signify करता कि क्या behavior but also particular way of thinking. It promotes the elimination of all types of negative behavior on and off the field. More importantly, it promotes the equity, particular way of thinking. It also promotes equity and sporting excellence. Sporting excellence. Ethics in sport require 4 key virtues: fairness, integrity, responsibility, and respect. Fairness. Follow the established rules and the guidelines. No discrimination in the participation. Referees should not show bias, integrity, not to engage in, not tolerate dishonesty, cheating, or dishonorable conduct. Any athlete who seeks to gain an advantage over his or opponent by means of a skill that the game itself was not designed to test, demonstrate the lack of personal integrity and worry the integrity of the game. For example, when a player fake being injured or fouled in a saucer, he or she is not acting in a sportsman-like manner. Responsibility. Take responsibility for their performance as well as their actions on the field. Players and the coaches be up to date on the rules and the regulation. Players and the coaches conduct themselves in an honorable way off the field. Respect. Treat the tradition of the sport and other participants with respect. Treat the tradition of the sport and with respect. Not to engage in or tolerate disrespectful conduct, including verbal abuse of opponent official. All fans should show respect for other fans as well as both teams. What are the ethical issues that arise in the idea of winning is everything? Athletes and the coaches are often encouraged to bend the rules wherever possible to gain a competitive advantage over an opponent and to pay less attention to the safety and the welfare of the competition. It places greater emphasis on the outcome of the game than on the way it is played. Pressure of excessive competition. Modern sports are extremely competitive due to the professionalization of the sport, involvement of the global viewership, feeling of the national pride, increased financial stake, and increased participation. This creates the pressure on athletes to conduct themselves unethically to gain a competitive advantage. The issue of doping among the athletes to improve performance. Law, morality, and conundrum. While there are established rules and regulations with the legal framework of sport, the interpretation and application of these rules sometimes may lead to moral ambiguity. Interpretation and application. Bracketed morality. This approach holds us that sport and competition are set apart from the real life If an occupier didn't where ethics and moral code do not apply. Value propagated by the sporting society: teamwork, collaboration, discipline, sportsmanship, perseverance, leadership skill, respect for the diversity, inclusivity, emotional intelligence. Okay, teamwork होना चाहिए, collaboration, discipline, sportsmanship, perseverance, leadership skill, respect for diversity and inclusivity, emotional intelligence भी होना चाहिए. Instead, some argue sports serves an outlet for our primal aggression and a selfish need for recognition and respect gained through the conquering of an opponent. In this view, aggression and victory are the only virtues. Sledging during cricket matches between the cricketer. How can sports ethics be promoted? One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 50 preaching it. Okay. How can sport ethics be promoted? Education, awareness, implementing educational program, role modeling, promoting positive role model in sport, code of conduct development and enforce a clear code of conduct for athletes, anti-doping initiative, implement robust anti-doping program to ensure fair competition and protect the health of the athlete, media responsibility, promote responsible and ethical sport journalism that focus on fair reporting and avoid sensationalism, fair reporting, avoid sensationalism, censor, sponsor responsibility, encourage responsible sponsorship, up and corporate practice that aligns with ethical standard, sponsor responsibility, encouraged responsible sponsorship and okay. The goal in sportsmanship is not simply to win but to pursue victory with honor by giving one's best effort. Take a victory with honor. Sport demonstrate and encourages character development of individual. Demonstrate and increase character development, which then influences the moral character of the broader community. Now there are some schemes. National Program for Civil Service is capacity building. National Program for Civil Service Company Mission Karmayogi Bharat celebrate the first anniversary of Karmayogi Praram, an initiative of the Internet GOT Karmayogi platform and initiative under the Mission Karmayogi. Objective to transform the Indian civil service capacity building landscape by establishing a robust digital ecosystem enabling the continuous anytime anywhere learning to make the official future ready. Okay, Ministry of Personal Grievances and the Pension launched in 2005 the program prescribed capacity development program for the civil servant. The program covers all civil servants including the contractual employees across the different ministry, department, organization and agency of the government. It aligns the work allocation of civil servants by matching their competitiveness to the requirement of the post. Emphasizes on the on-site learning to complement the off-site learning. It creates an ecosystem of the shared learning structure including that of the learning material, institution and personal. Institutional structure: Prime Minister's HR Council, Cabinet Secretariat, Coordination Unit, Capacity Building in Commission, Karmayogi Bharat SPV not for one. Karmayogi Pranam is an online orientation program. It aims to provide all the necessary details related to the government policy for newly appointees recruited through Rozgar Mela. और necessary related to government कर्मयोगी प्रारंभ ये ऑनलाइन ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम है. यहाँ पे सारी नेसेसरी डिटेल मिलती हैं रिलेटेड टू द गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी न्यूली अपॉइंटेड सिक्योरिटी रोजगार मिला. It includes a set of 8 courses created to help all Rozgar appointees. Impact expected: direct benefit to 1.5 crore government officials in the long run, amplifying impact on the 1.5 crore government official हैं and it will empower employees and would get empowered by the civil service. Okay, 6 pillar क्या है policy plan? New training policy with focus on continuous learning and driving competency framework shift from rule to role with the indigenous competency framework, institutional framework oversight by the PMHR Council, IGOT community large scale comprehensive learning platform, HR management, strategic HR management, electronic human resource management system, MAE continuous performance analysis, data driven goal setting and real time mentoring, monitoring and evolution framework. Now there are certain places in India, Satluj River Punjab, which is the presence of the tantalum in the Satluj River sand in Punjab. Okay, Gwalior Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior joined the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Lotak Lake Manipur government raised concern that Lotak Lake hydroelectric plant may affect the Sangai deer. Mudhichu Thallapalli Telangana, ये 3000 साल पुराना old iron age geoglyph circle was discovered in Telangana. कौन सा सर्कल? geoglyph circle. Mudhichu Thallapalli, Kannur district, Andhra Pradesh. Banni festival held at Devargattu in Kannur. Banni festival Devargattu in Kannur. Bangalore, Karnataka. Bangalore climate action plan unveiled in line with the city's commitment of C40. Bangaluru's climate action plan unveiled. Bangalore climate action. Okay, ये है Kadalundi River, Kozhikode, Kerala. Shrinking mud flat ecosystem of Kadalundi River is impacting the Kadalundi Valikuni Community Reserve. Kozhikode also joined the UNESCO Creative Network. Panji Goa 54th International Film Festival commenced Panji 54th है. और उसके बाद धोर गुजरात डिक्लेयर घोल स्पीसीज एज द स्टेट फिश. स्टेट की फिश कौन सी है? घोल. Gujarat Gold State Fair and the Global Fisheries Conference. Samar Lake, Rajasthan. Researchers unveiled the capability of the green algae found in the hypersaline soda lake Sambar to survive extreme environment. Researchers unveiled the capacity of green algae in hypersaline soda lake Sambar to survive. Okay, places and news in the world. Bering Sea recent study revealed a link between the declining Bering Sea ice and increasing wildfire hazard in the northeast China. यहाँ पे बेरिंग सी में आइस कर रही है और चाइना में वो हजार वाइल्डफायर हजार. आइसलैंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ आइसलैंड जॉइन द ये आइसलैंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ आइसलैंड जॉइन द वुमेन ऑन स्ट्राइक ओवर इक्वल पे. स्विट्जरलैंड फिफ्थ मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ COP5 कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ द पार्टीज प्रिपेयरिंग टू मिनामाटा कन्वेंशन हेल्ड इन जेनेवा. मिनामाटा की 5वीं कन्वेंशन जिनेवा स्विट्जरलैंड में हुई थी. माउंट एटना वोल्केनो बीइंग इरप्टेड अगेन ऑन आइलैंड ऑफ सिसिली. ओके, उसके बाद है बहरीन की बात करते हैं. द किंगडम ऑफ बहरीन हैज रिकॉर्ड इज एम्बेसडर फॉर मिसरॉल. कतर अ कोर्ट इन कतार सेंटेंस 8 फॉर्मर पर्सनल्स ऑफ इंडियन नेवी टू डेथ. ओके, कतार. ऑस्ट्रेलिया ऑस्ट्रेलियन गवर्नमेंट अनाउंस द इशू टू इशू अ नेशनल अपॉलजी टू ऑल सिटीजन अफेक्टेड बाय द एक ट्रेजेडी हुई थी थलीडोमाइट ट्रेजेडी. ओके, मोजाम्बिक Aina Sumedha arrived at Maputo, Mozambique as part of the extended operational deployment to Africa. Maputo. Guinea, Indian Navy successfully conducted an anti-piracy control on the Gulf of Guinea. Petrol. Senegal hosts the first meeting of WHO's initiative Global Onchocerciasis Network for Gone. Onchocerciasis tropical disease. Dominica has announced to create the world's first sperm whale reserve. वर्ल्ड की पहली स्पर्म व्हेल रिजर्व. वर्ल्ड फर्स्ट स्पर्म व्हेल रिजर्व डोमिनिका. पर्सनालिटी इज न्यूज़. ओके शहीद वीर नारायण सिंह में खास है क्या पढ़ रहे लेते हैं. जस्टिस राय फातिमा बीवी इंडिया की पहली वुमेन सुप्रीम कोर्ट. जस्टिस फातिमा बीवी पास्ट पे ये ट्रेवनकोर केरला and she became the first woman law graduate to get the gold medal from the bar council. Became a district citizen in 1974. Kerala High Court in 1983. She was a Supreme Court judge between 1989 to serve as a member of the National Human Rights Commission and as a governor of Tamil Nadu. Okay, Homi Jahangir Baba 1998. Homi Jahangir Baba India remembers the Homi Jahangir Baba Ernest birthday anniversary. Homi Jahangir Baba born in Bombay. ये बॉम्बे में हुए थे. पारसी फैमिली. इंडियन फिजिसिस्ट ऑफन कंसिडर्ड फादर ऑफ इंडियन न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम. फाउंडर डायरेक्टर ऑफ द Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and Trombay Atomic Energy Establishment. The name is Bhabha Atomic Energy is associated with Bhabha scattering, additive exchange, scattering of electrons, and Bhabha heat theory, scattering of electron, production of electron and positron source in cosmic rays. Padma Bhushan Award 1954 as the president of the first international conference of the peaceful use of atomic energy at Geneva. President of first international conference peaceful use of atomic energy in 1955. Okay. जीवतराम भगवान दास कृपलानी. जीवी कृपलानी was a freedom fighter academic socialist. Freedom fighter accompanied Mahatma Gandhi's campaign in चंपारण में. जीवी कृपलानी गए थे चंपारण में movement and took part in all movements of Congress in 1945. Elected as president of Congress in 1946 में president of Congress जीवी कृपलानी थे and led it through days of the powers transfer. He was the founder of the Praja Socialist Party. जीवी कृपलानी. Role in constitution making, member of the Constituent Assembly, interested with the human fundamental rights advocacy. He under the name of Acharya. While teaching at Gujarat Vidyapeeth. Acharya. Okay. C.V. Raman National celebrate the 135th birth anniversary of C.V. Raman on 7 November. Born at Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Funded the Indian Journal of Physics, Indian Academy of the Science, won Nobel Prize in Physics 1930 and Bharat Ratna. Physics को Nobel Prize 1930, Bharat Ratna 1954. National scientists celebrated every year to commemorate the discovery of Raman on 7 November. Raman phenomenon when a stream of light passes through a liquid. A fraction of light is scattered by liquid of different color. This happens due to change in wavelength of light that occurs when light beams reflected by its molecule. Different color. Okay. Now, Satyanarayana Sinha, Bihar के चीफ मिनिस्टर inaugurated the Satyanarayana Sinha statue on birth anniversary 10th November in Patna. Born in Ara, Ashwal, Bengal Presidency. Placed to collision formation of province of Bihar and Odisha. Active member of the British Committee of Finance in London. He was a member of Imperial Legislative Council from 1910 से 1930 as a constituent nationalist. He believed that Indians should adopt constitutional means to attain freedom. Served as the interim president of the Constituent Assembly. Before the Rajat Basan was formally appointed. Okay. Key writing Iqbal. He was Iqbal the poet and his message Kashmir the playground. Iqbal the poet and his message Kashmir the playground. Okay. Shahid Veer Narayan Singh. He was born in a Zamindar family at Sunakhan, Chhattisgarh. His father's name was Ramasai Veer Narayan Singh. who belonged to Binjwar tribe. He spearheaded 1857 War of Indian and Independence in Chhattisgarh and known as the first Chhattisgarhi freedom fighter. Sahid Veer Narayan Chhattisgarhi. He was arrested in 1856 for looting a trade grain stock and distributing among the poor. In 1857, he escaped prison, rejoined Army of Punjab and fiercely resisted British before being hanged. Chhattisgarh International Cricket Stadium is named after him. Sahid Veer Narayan Singh. Okay, completed. Thank you so much.